people make a team and they're like, this guy, he's the brains of the team. Like, he's going to tell everyone what to do, like a StarCraft player micros his, like, 5 Marines.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's how a good team should be. Everyone should have their...
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Like I said, I'm better than last week where we were just, like, playing so bad. We, like, squeaked a win versus Immortals. I think this week we played well versus Dig, and then we had a really close game versus Golden Guardians.
This was close.
I think, you know, it's not that I'm happy because we lost, but I'm feeling the progress at least.
There are things, and you know this, there's things called good losses.
Yeah, exactly. When you get completely rolled, you're like, damn, I didn't learn that much, and like, are we just that much worse? But yeah, there's a lot to take away.
What is a thing that you feel like you fixed from this week to next week? Or last week to this week, sorry.
Well, there's so many things that were problems, and still will continue to be problems. But like, you know, we're always gonna, you know, perpetually work on things. And
yeah,
I'd say number one is just like just our general teamwork was so bad. We just like me, Sunday, Quid, and literally everybody, every lane, including in the jungle, we didn't play very connected. And then like I think it was further like exacerbated by our stage games where we just got completely stomped. And you know, then it kind of makes everyone look a little bit more inward and be like, oh, you know, hyper fixation on like kind of like individual things and moments. And so yeah, our teamwork was a solid F. And I think secondly, like we just had like very poor direction in the game. So the last week I've been, this sounds like I'm just like masturbating on camera, but like I've been trying my best to shot call a little bit more and to lead the team in the right direction. Not that I think that I'm like this incredible shot caller or leader in any way, but I do have a lot of experience, and I think it's easy for people to, you know, that's a good basis for like directions for the team, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially on a team where we have a few quiet players.
Yep.
I think it's important that we just like kind of establish like a baseline, like this is how we play, this is the playbook, and then everyone is free to change and alter the playbook however they want to in the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's taking a little bit of a toll on my individual play, but I'm happier with the team now that we're doing that.
I appreciate you saying like, hey, I'm not trying to jerk myself off, but because after you said that, I was like, I feel like I have heard you say this exact thing in an interview, maybe like in the years past, right? Whether it was on every stop. CLG, TSM, you know, post-Chouster CLG.
That's so
TSM,
funny. Is this a deja vu moment?
Yeah, actually, that's what just happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I'm in this one too. But
it's like so trolled to be like, yeah, the team's doing better, and it's because like I'm leading the team more. Also, I feel like everyone is stepping up, which makes making calls a lot easier, and out of game discussions have been more productive because people are a bit less defensive. That makes making good calls a lot easier. And I also remember like one of my sports psychs would always say like, you know, leadership is something that's earned. You don't like appoint somebody. You don't like take a vote and be like, oh, who do we want to be like the guy? Yeah. Like, you know, it's something that you kind of need to do every day and show up. And yeah, it's not like we had some sort of like formal discussion about like who's going to be doing that. And I'm not even sure like by saying this, like I'm not even sure like my teammates see things the same way as I do, but it's just something that I feel like I can contribute to the team is just good directions, and our team is playing better, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, but Peter, I just give me a team that you weren't the leader on. You know,
I really like was not the leader or even a leader in any capacity really. Last split, it was my first split back. I was very nervous and anxious about like just playing poorly and coming back and just, you know, shitting all over my previous career. And it was just like very stressful. The whole environment, like the whole dynamic of like barely making playoffs and being, you know, kind of like middle to bottom tier team was very stressful. And so like I definitely turned more like, oh, I just need to step up my individual play. You know, I need to improve my laning, I need to improve my mechanical skill, my champion pool, everything. But now that I've kind of settled it a little bit and I feel pretty confident in my individual play, I can take on like additional responsibility.
Sure.
So last split, not the leader at all in any way. I would say Soren was.
Well, I was going to say,
great leader.
You had Soren and now you don't as well, but give me another time that you weren't, because I feel like other than that, and all those reasons make a ton of sense, right?
Yeah.
Coming back, you didn't want to shit on your legacy. The team wasn't performing great, but you had pieces in place that could get it there. But like almost every other stop, you have to be one of the most dominant voices or minds on the team. Yeah,
I don't really know why, because I don't even really want to be.
I've heard you say that.
It's so stressful because the game hinges on your every word. You know, if you make a bad call, you have to live with the consequences of that for the rest of your life. Like I've made so many game-losing bad calls in my life, and I think another time was probably on Team Liquid when I was playing with Core. I was like, thank God, it's Core JJ, the brains behind Samsung. They won Worlds. Like, I am so happy now. And he was, I still like obviously contributed. I wasn't just like muted and just following everything he was saying. But man, like it was so easy to focus on my own game with Core.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. And now I'm just reminiscing about the good old days, Dan. I think like Season 9 Team Liquid was like such a fun team to be on. We had, we had a lot of things going for us. Actually, we were a team of boomers now that I think about it.
You were?
So me, Core, Xsmithy, Jensen, and Impact. That's crazy. They were like, those are like 5 of the oldest players.
The winningest players in LCS history,
Oh, God.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like, even if we just water it down in terms of leadership, like, comes to mind is High, you, Afro, and Core, right? These are guys that are there, so it's kind of interesting to hear, like, oh, I'm taking the mantle back on. Bjergsen, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, there's so many. Like, it's hard to count them all.
Yeah, but, like, those are the biggest ones, in my opinion. I just rifled them off, and I almost forgot Bjergsen. So, like, because you can still do it for, like, teams that were maybe, like, 3rd or 4th place but had a great leader on it. But when you think of the greatest leaders and the greatest ones that have kind of led the way, that's usually you. So it's kind of interesting to hear, I didn't have to do it last play. And I'm relearning how to, fit that in with my individual play and all these, Zoomers that are out here.
Yeah. No, it's so hard, man. Like, I feel a lot of pressure. Like, every day I, like, come home, I'm, like, pretty stressed out. I'm, like, thinking about, which region should I watch? Like, how like, what was I saying today in scrims? Like, what were my bad calls? What were my good calls? And it's pretty nerve-wracking, but I kind of enjoy the pressure a little bit. It's more fun. When there's like more on the line, I feel like a little bit more alive, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting, and yeah, just talking about this is so strange. Even just right now talking about it, I'm just like, I don't know if my teammates. There is no such thing as like a main shot call. I actually hate that. Like philosophy because people make a team and they're like, this guy, he's the brains of the team. Like, he's gonna tell everyone what to do, like a StarCraft player micros his like 5 Marines. Yeah. But I don't think that's how a good team should be. Everyone should have their opinions, and of course there will be louder voices than others. But like, no one player can truly control the game from start to finish. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like somebody's contributing to the early game, somebody's contributing like to the map play, and I think our map play is something that was so bad, and that is something I'm trying to contribute. And I think John and Alan, Closer and Busio both are contributing a lot too. Yeah. And so it's just getting a lot better day by day.
Fill me in on your new mid laner.
Quid, dude, he's like. Dude, it sucks. He has his debut was like pretty bad, obviously, because I think a few things happened. Like, we got rolled, we were a bad team, and I think he was a bit nervous. Yeah, happens. But he's like a very flashy player. Like, he makes plays where half the time most of us don't even know that's possible. Like, I remember he like shuffled on stage. He did his ear shuffle. I think all of us were clicking back at that exact time. Like, he sees angles that no one else does. And it's fun. It's fun to play with someone like that. And he's like I feel like he's an introvert by nature, but he tries so hard to learn English and have conversations, and like, I love that, like it's like really telling that he would come here and it's like it's actually his first time out of Korea, fun fact. He's never left the country until now, and you know, he like basically left everything he knows, goes on this adventure over to America, and doesn't have great English, but he's trying so hard to learn. It's like very inspiring, honestly. Like he is a good kid, and I think he'll do great things.
Because I interviewed him yesterday after the win. I try to wait for give the easy interviews to guys that win, the young guys.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that makes sense.
All right, Peter, hey, you just got like you just had like a 45-minute Elder Dragon loss. Like, hey, come do an interview and let's do a couple TikToks.
That makes sense.
But he came in and was like full English and giving it his best shot, and I thought it was pretty. That was telling of him, but I wanted to know what was like in the game as well. So cool to hear that he's.
Yeah, no, he always tries to tell us that he's trying to work on his communication, and that's like something that he's thinking about and how to improve. And I don't know, it's like there's different types of people. I feel like maybe I don't really know Berserker that well, but he seems like more extroverted. He seems like more alpha kind of personality, you know what I mean?
He does.
So it's like, it makes sense that his English would improve so much and he'd be willing to like, you know, kind of like stumble, but like he doesn't care. He'll just shrug it off but like some people like me, if I'm trying to learn a new language, I feel so socially awkward when like, you know, I'm just embarrassed. I'm permanently embarrassed. So I could never basically do what Quid or Berserker do. Yeah.
It's hard. What a different life it would have been. Season 3, Season 2, OGN, CLG, whatever, stays in Korea.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That would have been sick. We could do this all day, but I gotta cut you off here. So last question. Tell me, did I ask you this already? Tell me a story about a teammate. Tell me a story about any teammate of yours that is spicy, funny, but won't get us canceled. And for extra work, someone that isn't playing anymore. So that, you know.
Oh, someone that isn't playing, like a former teammate. Oh, wow. I was going to give
all stories.
Not that exciting, but slightly funny story about Busio, but it has to be a former teammate, I think. Yeah. What is a funny story about a former teammate? Man, now I'm like racking my brain for...
So if you want to give me the Busio one, I'll save that for next time.
Okay. This is not, it's just like the first thing that pops in my mind. For some reason on our team, our GM, Joseph Jang, was like...
Jungle Juice.
All the
J's.
Was talking to JJ. Yeah, he was talking to Busio and was like, you give me the vibe of a theater kid. And then Busio took offense to that. He's like, theater kids are weird. You're insulting me, like jokingly, obviously, right? And then for some reason, like, Joseph just kept pressing that he has theater kid energy, and Alan's getting like slightly annoyed. So now, for some reason, we always just call him a theater kid, or like, wow, that's like such a theater kid thing to do, and it just became a joke on our team. Dude, my best friend in high school was a theater kid. I could vouch. He was really weird.
So you haven't closed the loop yet. Is Busio theater kid energy?
No, he's a little bit, yeah. He's got that goofy theater kid energy, but he will always say like he was not. All
right, there you have it. Busio on stage near you. If you want more of this content, keep it locked here on Digon Esports. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yep.